Hello and welcome to Verbling. Hi there. I'm teacher Oakley. And once again, it's time for famous quotes. Yes, it is. Today's class, I do this weekly on Saturdays. Famous quotes class. We look at a famous person, their quotes. We read them together and discuss any interesting vocabulary, metaphor, or idiomatic meanings. And then we debate or discuss our interpretations. Now, there's no wrong or right answer. Um, and anybody might have their own perspective. Today, I'm kind of paying homage to a famous American comedian and actor who recently passed away just this week. He has one or two philosophical things to say, but many more kind of observations on human society, culture, or American society even, which I'd like to share with you today. And of course, I'm talking about the late and great Robin Williams. Hello, Michael.
Hey, Oakley.
Hey there.
Hi.
So do you know who Robin Williams is?
Sure, I do know.
Okay.
But actually, I watched, I think, a couple of his movies, a couple of his films. In American, you say films, not movies. And
Either. Is okay.
yeah, but I remember off the top of my head only one of them. No, two of them actually. Jumanji, I think,
Yeah.
um, and about his wife died. What's the name of the movie? His wife died. She committed suicide, and after that he died, and he went to the hell to save her from the hell, to bring her to what's the opposite of hell? To heaven.
Heaven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, to heaven. Have you watched this movie?
It's not ringing a bell.
No, I don't know the name in English. I will look up for you, and you should watch
Okay.
it because it's very dramatic. Can I say dramatic?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dramatic
Absolutely.
movie, and like it's about love and things like that. So it's kind of interesting to watch once in a while, like once in a blue moon.
Yeah, well, he recently passed away. I was actually talking to a friend about him, just a normal conversation. And I saw in some of the articles or on the news, I'm not sure which, but he has over 50 movies to his credit, which is a lot. He's very prolific as an actor.
Was that prolific?
Prolific. Well, if I was talking about bunny rabbits, it would mean that they make lots of bunnies. When you're
Oh,
talking,
okay.
okay, but
So
I,
fruitful.
fruitful. Oh, very good, excellent. Yes, that's a synonym for prolific. Um, Definitely, but we can say it about like a human, like, well, in this example, Robin Williams was a very prolific actor, or somebody can be a prolific writer, or a prolific musician, meaning they have a lot of works. They put out a lot of material, so they produce a lot. Yeah, and fruitful. Okay, very good.
Okay, in the chat
What
is the
dreams
movie
may
for you.
what dreams may
Yeah.
come. I've heard of this movie, Michael, but I have never seen it. Hmm.
Well, in our country, like you could see it many times, like on some, like once in 3 months, and on some channels.
Okay. I have definitely heard of it. The name is definitely extremely familiar, but I just have never had the opportunity to see it. interestingly enough. Yeah, I was talking to a friend, and then we were discussing the fact that he has so many movies, and we were trying to name every movie, and neither one. My friend was an American, and neither one of us could come up with more than two or three.
Yes, as well as me.
But we know him. We know we've seen him in dozens of movies, but we can't remember any of the names. It's a weird thing. Yeah, Jumanji, Mrs. Doubtfire,
I haven't watched this Doubtfire.
Cider House Rules. That was a good one, actually. That was a really good that one I would recommend. An excellent book as well. Well, it's originally a novel, but really good book. I don't remember the author, but okay, Nader.
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. Ah, yeah, that's actually the one I was thinking of, not Cider House Rules. Good Will Hunting. Ah, yeah, that's it.
That's the one.
That's actually the
these
one I was thinking
two.
of.
Yeah, that's the one. These two guys. What's their names? These two friends who wrote it. Best scenario.
Yeah, I think maybe I have this mixed up. Maybe the movie's Good Will Hunting, but it's made from the book Cider House Rules.
Yes.
Ah, okay, I got it.
No. Sorry. No. I didn't get to your last point.
Is the movie Good Will Hunting is an adaptation?
Yes, because because you have two movies, Cider House Rules
Oh, there are
and
two.
Good Will Hunting. Cider
okay.
House Rules. This is another movie. I don't know whether he was in Cider House Rules or not because I didn't see it. But he was definitely in Good Will Hunting. And this Good Will Hunting, these two, these two guys but Good Will Hunting was the best original scenario, so it cannot depend on a book, I guess.
Okay.
Because they won the Oscar for best original scenario, so I guess if this prize is not for movies based on novels or something.
Okay, all right, I see. I get it. Oh, really?
This Pearl Harbor star, what was his name? This one who was in Pearl Harbor and in Armageddon. You know this famous one, very famous.
Oh, I'm so terrible.
George Clooney. There's not.
George Clooney.
No. I'm sure you know him. Anyway, so the best. Sure, you do. You know the two. Maybe the other one is the one who this porn identity and porn supremacy. What's his name?
I'm so terrible at remembering actors' names. Who was in what movie?
It's it's a cute actor.
the two of them are very famous anyway. So the best one I saw for him was The Awakenings with Robert De Niro. Did you see it?
No. Another one
that's the must see. That's the must see movie.
Another one that seems very, very familiar, but I can't remember.
This one, Robert De Niro did a wonderful performance. It was very, very amazing movie. Very, very touching. Awakenings. Is this correct? Yes, is this the correct pronunciation? Awakenings.
Yes, it is, and I recognized it immediately when you said it. I have definitely heard the title of the movie. I just don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, it was in the 90s.
Yeah, I have a strange. I don't know. In the course of my life, there's like a 4-year period where I see every movie that comes out, and then there's 4 years where I don't see a single movie.
Yes, it's almost the same for me. But the 90s. Yeah. This from 96 to 2000. Oh, I saw like every movie.
Yeah, same for you. I wonder, how about you, Michael? That's interesting. I was noting that for 4 years I see every movie, and then there's 4 years I don't see it. I don't see any movies. I don't know. I go through periods of my life where I see a lot of movies, and then I see none. Michael, does that happen to you, or is that just me and Nader.
Mm, No, actually, I don't watch usually movies, and I watch only when I see some review on a website about a movie, or someone tells me like, hey, there is like a good comedy or a very interesting movie or something, and I Google that, I kind of find out more, and I download that movie for free.
Yeah. Right. Good Will Hunting is good. That's a good movie, and
Yes,
Wake.
is that
and then
one with Matt
Kevin.
Damon and Ben Affleck?
Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, of course, super famous. Okay,
Yes.
another one when he, it's going to be horrible when he passes on, and the prolific actor is Robert De Niro. How many movies has that guy been in? Holy
Oh.
smokes! Amazing, and
He
some
left.
really amazingly great movies too.
Yes.
A lot of movies.
How do you say like a wealthy legacy? A great legacy.
A great legacy, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. What's the co-location? Yeah, I don't know. Great legacy,
Great legacy.
amazing legacy, a great legacy.
Hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, okay. Back to our subject of the day, Robin Williams. That was rather surprising for me. I mean, quite shocking to me that he would actually take his own life. I mean, the guy had everything, really. He had it really going for him. I don't know. A little
No, but
saddening.
you know the cause. Why did he do that? The
Well, I
cause.
heard recently that he had the
Parkinson.
beginnings Parkinson's disease. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I heard. Yeah. So yeah, I know that's a very, very bad thing, but still, I don't know. I was a little shocked, but still, even and now he was working. He's on 3 movies. He has 3 movies that are still going to come out and be released. It's also a weird thing, but yeah, I don't know. Very strange, but
I
anyway.
guess one of them will be a big hit like this Dark Knight. You know, when it happened to Dark Knight.
Which he
You
did
know,
not
what
like
was
that movie.
Yeah, what was the clown's name?
The clown's
The
name?
the actor who died during the film, and he gave a
Again,
great publicity to the film. Anyway.
Yep. I know.
Yeah.
And I
But
can't
you know,
remember.
that's why the Dark Knight was very, very popular.
Right. And then the same thing with Russell Crowe. Another movie, I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
So one of these 3, I guess, will be very, very popular.
That would be my guess as well. Yeah, I think so. Okay, in any case, let's look at some Robin Williams quotes. I was actually a little surprised when I was doing the research for this, to be honest, because he, as a comedian, I did not really care for Robin Williams as an actor that much. Wasn't overly impressed, but and when he was a TV actor, okay, he was okay, but I loved his stand-up comedy because you never knew what he was going to say when he was on stage by himself, and having seen interviews with him, apparently he didn't know what he was going to say or do half the time. So extreme spontaneity. Anyway, when I was doing the research for this, because of all the really, I don't know, paradoxical observations he'd make about life and society and culture and all that, I thought he was going to have a lot of really cool quotes, but surprisingly, not really that much, and there was nothing that I could find that was overly philosophical in nature. 1 or 2 little gems, but not a lot.
Why not? He has a quote about George Bush, very philosophical. About
Yeah,
George Bush. Did you
he
see
does.
it? Have you seen that, Scott?
I think I did. I don't think
Did you bring to the class?
No, I don't think I did. I think I know exactly what you're talking about, but no.
Okay, I will search for you and I will put in the
He had
chat,
many-
and we will analyze that, Scott.
He had many about Ronald Reagan as well, because he's been around for a while, and his comedy he was doing a lot of stand-up during the Ronald Reagan and George Bush Senior years. What my favorite one he had about Ronald Reagan was, have you ever noticed that Nancy Reagan never drinks water when Ronnie speaks?
Why is that?
This cracks me up. Ronald Reagan. Nancy Reagan is his wife.
No. Why is that? Why
is
doesn't
that?
she drink water?
Okay, that's an obscure reference. I was wondering if you'd get it. Do you know what a ventriloquist is?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well,
Yes.
all right. Well, here's something new for you to learn. Let me see if I can spell it. I'm having a really hard time spelling this week. Ventriloquist. Oh, I got it. First try. Ventriloquist is the guy who has a little wooden puppet in his arms, and his mouth doesn't move, but the
Yes.
puppet talks. So it seems as
Yes.
if the puppet is talking, and they have a conversation.
Yes. We say he's talking from his belly.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, it's kind of an act. The idea being that when Ronald Reagan was speaking, his wife was doing a puppet act, a ventriloquist, so that's why she never drank water while he was speaking.
She is not interested in his speech.
No. That, in fact, she was the ventriloquist. Like, he's just a dummy, like a wooden dummy. So she couldn't drink water and speak for him at the same time. That's the idea.
So sorry. So I get the idea. So she wrote his speeches, or what?
Yeah, and said them too. Wrote them and said them. He was just a dummy, like a piece of wood, was the implication.
Is that true? Is that true?
No, there's many weird stories about Ronald Reagan. I'll tell you. Nancy Reagan was a strong believer in the horoscope. You know, like Scorpio, Leo.
All women like this.
Many, and she would attempt to influence Ronald Reagan and his policy, international and domestic, because of what her psychic said about the horoscope. Yeah, kind of scary stuff there, but Ronald Reagan is so revered in American society, and I cannot figure why. I really can't. He did some scary things. I don't know if you're aware of this. At one point, he didn't realize the cameras were rolling. He didn't realize that he was being taped. And he started joking around. This was before the wall came down, back when it was the Soviet Union. And he was joking. He said, "Oh, well, I guess I'm going to announce in 90 seconds that I've launched all the bombs to Russia." Well, they've got another 20 minutes to live. He's joking around. He didn't realize that his press conference had already started, and he was saying this with live television.
Very smart one.
Yeah, I mean, crazy. Yeah, very odd, but so revered. And you know, his economic policies started the entire avalanche, which has now encompassed the world. It was Ronald Reagan who started all the policies of trickle-down theory economics. In other words, tax cuts for the rich make them richer, and the money will somehow trickle down onto the middle class and the poor people, which, of course, has never worked then and since, and has only brought hardship and a further gap between the rich and the poor ever since. Well, Ronnie started that whole.
I guess
Wonderful.
the most successful one with this economy maybe Bill Clinton.
Yeah, I would agree with that, in my opinion. He's the only one in America who actually left a surplus of money instead of a deficit. So that's got to say something. He paid back all of the massive debt from George Bush Sr. and left George Bush Jr. A profit. The government was in profit. And of course, George Bush Jr. took care of that. $17 trillion in debt. Good job, boys. You know, if somebody ran a company like the presidents run the United States, really, how long would they stay in charge? Seriously.
Maybe 3 years, 2 years.
One way, heck of a way to run a country, I'll tell you. Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's look at chatting here, not getting to the quotes. That's okay. All right. Michael, are you there?
Yeah.
All right. You can start with this one.
You're only given a little spark of madness. You mustn't lose it. I don't know what does that mean.
Okay. What's the confusion? Madness, a little spark, or the whole phrase?
You're only given. What's that?
You're only given.
You only have.
You're only born with.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. The idea is that you're born with it.
Yeah. With madness is like you're angry. Yeah.
No.
Or crazy.
Crazy. Yes. When you say mad can be crazy or angry, but when you see madness, it means crazy. It doesn't. And madness in this form that you see here never means angry. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're only born with a little spark of madness, a little splurge, a little bit of madness.
Okay, you should be like crazy in your whole lifetime a little bit.
Do you think
That's
so?
not bad. Well, he thinks so. I think.
He thinks, but what do you think?
I don't know. What does he mean by madness? By a little madness? Because people may understand in different way. For example, to kill someone could be a little madness, little spark of madness, but for someone it could be a big madness. So.
Oh, okay. I guess that's true. Well, he doesn't say a little spark. I think killing someone is a big spark.
Yeah, but
it's a bonfire of madness. Frankly, yeah. Right. I understand what you're saying. It could be interpreted relatively. Yeah. Yeah. You have a point, but in my opinion, killing somebody is more like a bonfire of madness than a spark. But that's my relative opinion. Nader.
Yes. I do understand why he says so, because even here we say an art is a kind of madness. It rhymes very well in Arabic. They say فنون جنون, which is art is madness. So unless this spark of madness, maybe he means by this spark of madness this different things that differentiate him. It's like creativity. If you are not if you are like the other people, you will not be so much creative. So maybe is that what he means? So this you need some a spark of madness to be creative, to be different than other people.
Yeah, and given who and what he was, that I think that's
this will help him.
Kind of a reasonable assumption.
And we say the difference between a genius and a madman is like a sin here.
Yeah, we have a very similar expression in English. There's a thin
Which is-
line. We say a thin line. There's a thin line between genius and madness. Very similar, actually.
Yes.
We also say the same thing about love and hate. There's a thin line between love and hate.
We don't have the same one for love and hate.
Okay.
Yes. But I do understand because those people who love too much are very dangerous.
Yeah. I hear
So
that.
maybe they are, yes, because if maybe you have to be very careful from these people. They say like those your biggest fan maybe is like your biggest enemy or something.
Yeah.
So be careful.
Yeah. An obsession is a danger thing, in my opinion.
Yes, yes, very, very dangerous.
Yeah. Michael, I like your quote over there.
It's about George Bush. That's what I said.
Oh,
His-
yeah. Okay. All right.
So can you
his
please
quote,
read it? I
Robin
cannot.
Williams.
Sure. Okay. It says, "We have a president for whom English is a second language." This must be George Bush too.
Mhm. Yes.
He's like, we have to get rid of dictators, but he's pretty much one himself. Yeah. Okay.
It's about George Bush. Good quote.
Yeah. Right. Okay. It's an observation, and yep. Yeah.
But why does he say that? Why does he say that English is a second language for him? Why?
Oh, I know why. I can answer that one. There,
Yes.
Michael, you can actually look this up. You love to look things up and Google them, so I'll give you this one: Bushism, or plural Bushisms. You should look that up, and you'll see. He often mixes up idioms. He speaks like English is a second language. Pronunciation, words, syllable stress, sometimes nuclear. There's a nuclear problem. A nuclear problem. Instead of nuclear, he says nuclear. He talks like English is
Like
a second language. No, maybe not as good.
And sometimes he has this strange speeches when you hear it, you don't understand anything.
Yeah. He talks in a circle and it makes no sense at all.
Yes, you try to analyze it, you can't get any result from it.
Yeah.
He can easily send you in a goose chase, you see?
Yeah, and a wild goose chase. Yes.
Oh no, yes.
Wild
If you
goose
try
chase.
to follow him.
Absolutely. It's funny. And anyway, they actually gave a name to these kind of, he would like mix idioms, or he would totally mix up, I don't know, like policies, strategies. He'd mix up what if he was talking about economy and foreign policy, and he'd started, I think the Russians need to lower the price of corn because it's going to result in a nuclear war. What the heck are you talking about? Goofy, crazy thing.
But I guess he was the most stupid one of this. You say stupidest?
Yeah, you
Or
can
most
say
stupid?
most stupid is more correct because stupid has 2 syllables as an adjective.
Yes.
When you have 2 syllables or more, you should use most or least. Yeah. Yeah. Not exactly a genius. Okay.
We need
but
to make. We need to do a class about Bushism, like.
oh
to
yeah,
know
that's a
things.
good one.
Because I found them. There are lots of quotes.
There are lots of them. There's plenty of material there. Yeah. Okay.
This
Thank
we
you.
can do it in ambiguity class.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Okay. That's a great idea. I love that idea. Thank you. That's terrific.
Thank you.
Now I'm looking forward to it already. Okay. Nader, how about this one? What do you think of this?
If women ran the world, we wouldn't have wars, just intense negotiations every 28 days. Intense negotiations over what? Over salary or what?
Yeah, over everything. Okay.
So this related to this period or what?
Yeah, exactly. That's the every 28 days, as in the idea being that you don't have to kill each other, but every 28 days you're going to be in an argument.
Yes, because they are in bad mood, I guess.
Yeah, basically that's the idea. But Michael, do you think if women ran the world, there wouldn't be wars, or is that just ridiculous?
Well, I think only first years, like only how do you say, like first 10 years. For example, if they ran the world first 10 years, there will not be wars. But after that, they would pick up the idea of being cruel or something like that, and would be the same kind of things that we have nowadays. I mean, you can see women that kill people. You can see women that beat children. You can see women that, for example, in car accidents, they hit a pedestrian and they run away with a car. I've seen, I mean, on the TV, they hit a pedestrian and they run away with the car without any shame or something. So I cannot see like a distinct difference between sexes, like men and women, that like the behavior is in some ways different. Maybe there are less women that they are cruel, but they exist for sure.
For sure they do. Yeah, actually, in my opinion, it's fine as long as there's other men, but if it was all women running the world, women are 10 times more catty and petty and vindictive to each other, to other women, than men are to each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They do not like each other.
Yeah. I do believe they ran the world. There will be many more wars. Many more wars.
Many more.
Yes, many more wars. Many more.
Unfortunately,
because yes.
Unfortunately, the word wars is countable. Unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So because there is a problem with women, they don't think too much about the consequences. So if they are angry, they will tell you, we have to launch a war, we have to make them behave them. They are very, very good in this instigating or inducing or motivating people to do bad things.
Yeah, instigating is the good word. Good word.
Yes.
Good English word to know. If you instigate, you start trouble, and often totally unnecessarily. If you instigate,
yes, especially with men, if they have men, they tell them, "Oh, you have to do this, you have to do this,"
Yeah, I hate that. I mean, yeah. Anyway, I should just drop this subject. Really, I should just drop it, but. Yes, it's happened to me before that I'm just quietly going about my business and a woman tells her boyfriend that I was hitting on her to make him jealous because she's trying to manipulate her boyfriend. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't even see her. I don't even know who she is. I don't know her name. And the guy runs over and punches me in the face. Yeah, great.
Yeah. Be a man.
What?
He's hitting your wife. He's hitting on your wife.
Yeah, okay. Anyway. All right, let's look at this one here. Michael? Well, this is ironic, is what this is.
In America, they really do mythologize people when they die. Mythologize? How do you read that?
That's correct. Good pronunciation. Mythologize.
Mythologize. What's that? Mythologize.
Well, if you look at the root word here, myth, You're familiar with that word?
Like saying something that is not true? Or...
Well, kind of. You know, a myth is a story. Actually, we kind of talked about this last class. Wow,
Yeah,
my classes are
I
all
asked
flowing
you.
together nicely today.
Yeah, they make them legends.
Yes, they make them legends. Thank you. That's perfect. Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. They turn them into legends. Which is very kind of ironic because suddenly, you know, Robin Williams himself, everybody's talking about what a legend he is or was. Sorry. Yeah.
But
What do you think about that, Michael?
Well, I think in every country, not maybe I don't know every country, but at least where I live and the country that surrounds my country, I think like European countries, they kind of the same. They're telling something about people like more than they did in their lifetime.
Right. Is it common practice in your culture to eulogize the deceased, the dead person? Do you know what that means?
One second. Well, no, what's that?
You give a eulogy. Somebody has to give the eulogy. Spelling. Yes. Okay. Success. These are hard words to spell. I'm giving myself hard words to spell.
Someone says good things about a person near his graveyard or near his body.
That's it.
Well, yes, like a proper. So people who knew this person very well.
Exactly.
And what I mean is family, like someone from family, from the work, like people, friends, they could say something. He was a good person. He did many good things. He did that. He did this. We love him. We will miss him. Things like that.
That's it.
And stopped crying, maybe.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's all.
You got it. Yeah. They eulogize him. They put him up on a pedestal, him or her, the deceased person, like they were some kind of saint or something, which no one is. But yeah, I mean that's common through many cultures, right? Nader, is that common in your culture? Is there a eulogy? Is there a formal expression by family members to the public, family member or friend or whatever?
No, we don't have this in funeral, like you come and say some words about this guy. No, we don't have this. But as you said, the practice or the culture, you have to, you don't have to mention the bad deeds of a dead man because he cannot defend himself. So you have to respect him and only say, if you have something good to say, say it. Not in the funeral in general, just even after years of his death, especially if he's not like a politician or something, especially if he was one you knew, a friend, a relative or something. So if you have something good to say, tell it. If you don't have, just keep your mouth shut.
Yep, and I think this is a fairly universal concept, actually.
Yes, because they cannot defend themselves.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right, get away from death.
But to be honest about regarding Robin Williams, I have seen programs about Robin Williams when he was alive. They say this man was a great man. He was born with a silver spoon. You remember when I asked you about this silver spoon? Because I heard it in before he dies. I heard it. I heard it in a documentary about him that this man was born very rich and he's a very good man and. So they made him a legend, I guess, when he was alive.
Okay. I actually did not know that. Well, I didn't know it, but I could have figured it out pretty easily, given that I know he went to a prestigious private school when he was young, and he he grew up in an area which is well known for wealthy people. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. Never really thought about
So
it, but
yeah, I heard it. This is the only time I heard that expression, and I guess I never heard anyone talking about him in a bad way. Maybe
yeah,
after his death, I heard that he was on drugs for some time and he was in rehabilitation or something.
yeah.
Before that, before his death, I never heard anyone talking about him in a bad way.
Yeah, me neither, actually.
Hmm.
Nope, and he's been around and fully in the front of American culture for a long time, so that's kind of actually pretty amazing.
Mhm.
um,
So
Sooner or
I
later
guess
they
they
get you, usually. Yeah,
yes, mythologized him when he was alive.
maybe. Yeah. Yes, divorce. Okay. Well, this is cultural, I guess. Uh, yeah. Yes, divorce, from the Latin word meaning to rip out a man's genitals through his wallet. Youch! Ouch! Okay. I don't. I don't need to explain that, do I? It's
No,
just
this is very clear.
yeah,
But not
correct.
not in our culture, no, because in your culture, if, in time of divorce, the man has to pay like 50-50. They have to share their properties. But in
Yeah,
our
that's
culture, no,
true.
he doesn't have to.
50-50 or more. If there's children involved and the wife's taking care of the children, then it's more than 50-50. Absolutely.
No, in our culture, he doesn't have to at all. But in our culture, they agree before marriage, in case of divorce, whether he shall pay anything. And
Ah,
yes, this is, you have this. You have a word for this.
yes, we
Uh,
do. It's
pre,
called
uh,
a
pre, pre.
prenuptial.
y- Yes, yes, that's it. But we don't have this in the same. We have this in wedding contracts. They mention this dowry. He will pay so and so, and in case of divorce, he will pay so and so. And it's up to the groom and bride. They can mention nothing if they agree to, and just in case if beyond this or aside for this. Aside from this, the man has to pay for his wives and children like monthly fees or what do you call this?
Um, uh, well, it depends. There's different.
Expenses. Like
Okay.
in case of divorce, they go to the judge and he says your salary is so and so, so you have to give them part of this salary to cover their expenses. But if the wife gets married, then he doesn't pay her anything. He pays only for the children.
Right. And we have the same thing, but in English, specifically paying for the expenses, but for the child, like monthly usually, is called child support, and the
Yes,
money for the wife is called alimony. And
alimony. Yes,
yes,
yes, that's it.
yes, and exactly, if she gets married again, he no longer has to pay alimony. And if the children become
Yes,
18, then he no longer has to pay child support. That's basically
yes. It's
how it
almost the
works
same.
in America. Yeah.
We have
Okay.
everything except just 50-50.
Yeah, things like your house and your bank account, it's 50.
No, 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 no. We don't have this.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be 50-50. It doesn't have to be. They can agree if the divorcees agree on some other contingency without fighting each other in court, they can do it however they want to, actually. It's not like
Mm.
required it's 50-50. It can be done other ways. Uh, okay, just an interesting point, and a cultural point here. I was wondering if you guys knew about this. Um, Michael, can you read this one?
About that quote, do you know where I wanted
Yeah.
to say it, but you
All
were
right.
talking here and I couldn't.
Sorry.
So Basically, he had 3 wives that he divorced, and all 3 requested from his money. Yeah, I read and he was in a bad financial situation. That's why he wrote this quote.
Yeah.
I think.
Gotcha. Well,
The
that
idea
makes
of
sense.
quote.
I didn't.
Based on his experience, not just.
Right. Yeah. Well, that would do it to you 3 times, huh? Ouch. Okay.
So this last wife is 4th wife. His 4th wife.
All right.
So if
Perfect.
it's the physic.
PSY. When you see this
Psychic.
root, thank you. It's psi. The P is silent. It's just pronounced psi. So yes, psychic.
If it's how do you read it? If it's
Yep.
If it's the psychic network, why do they need a phone number? Wow. So what does that mean? I don't understand.
Well, it's very cultural, and it may seem weird to you guys.
What's a psychic network?
Yeah. Okay. The psychic network. Yeah. I knew I would have to explain this. Can you guess? Yeah. Sure. Go ahead.
Yes, I guess this is a network of those people who claim that they can read people's minds or something. So if that is true, why do they ask each other for phone numbers or something like this?
Yeah. Okay. The psychic network was something that started in the 80s using the phone. Okay. It's a big organization of psychics, people that can read your mind and tell the future, supposedly. This became quite popular for a while. People would call them, and then they charge your credit card $3 a minute or $5 a minute, whatever, to call the psychic hotline or the psychic network. There's a couple of them now. So yeah, that's the idea. And these guys were making money too, believe it or not. So yeah, and they have advertisements. They would have advertisements on television commercials during primetime television programming, and call the psychic network. We can help you. We can help you determine your life, fix your life, whatever. So, but they need you to call. Call right now and leave your phone number. Okay. Here's his. But if they're psychic, why do you need to give them a phone number?
Yes, they should know it.
They could find you by themselves,
Right. That's the idea. All right. Okay. Okay. Now this may be interpreted a couple ways. Nadar, what do you think of this?
Comedy is acting out optimism.
Yeah.
Acting out, what does it mean here?
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, immediately right to the meat of the matter. Okay. Now I don't know.
Acting, doubt, just acting.
It could mean just acting, right? But we also use this phrase "acting out." Let me try to explain. To talk about, for example, a child. I yell at my child, "Don't touch that! Don't touch that knife on the table." I'm afraid the child will get cut. I yell at the child, and the child is mad at me, but doesn't want me to yell at him anymore. But the child is frustrated, so she goes and punches her sister in the face. She's acting out. She's not even mad at her sister. Her sister's doing nothing. She's mad at me, but she knows she can't do anything to me. All right? As the parent.
Yes.
So she goes and whacks her sister across the head. She's acting out.
Yes, my child is always doing this with my wife. When I yell at him, he goes to my wife and he slaps her.
Okay. Well, that's acting out. They're mad. You're mad about one. You're acting out you're sort of okay. Usually we use it to talk about aggression and frustration. You take out your frustrations on somebody else. You say this about police officers who beat up civilians because they're mad because they're having an argument with their wife in the morning. Okay, so they act out on other people. Usually it's about those things. So in this case, I'm not sure. Are they acting out optimism because they can't?
Life is boring.
Yeah, or because life is generally moves along in a rather pessimistic way.
Yeah, pessimistic.
So they're going to act out their internal optimism, their happy feelings, because they can't get it in real life. You know what I mean? Like in that way. So I don't know.
They always say, yeah, those laughing people all the time are the saddest people.
I've heard that.
Those who love all. Yeah.
Yeah. And many comedians have tragic lives or really hard lives, hard upbringings or whatever. Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know. Not sure. Could be. So I don't know. Maybe it just means simply acting, or maybe it's the phrase acting out. I don't know. Not sure.
So can it mean acting out, pretending?
Yeah. Trying to you act out. You release your emotions. You're releasing emotions or feelings that you have that you can't really let out the way you want to. So you let them out in a
you are just releasing your emotions at any on the wrong direction.
Yeah, in the wrong direction.
In the wrong direction.
Yeah, that's it. Or whatever direction is available. Oh, here you go. This could be said about pretty much most of the presidents. Oh yeah, there you go. Michael, try this one.
People say satire is dead. It's not dead. It's alive and living in the White House.
There you go.
What's satire?
Satire. Well.
Type of humor, but what's that?
It is a type of humor. You're correct.
But what's that?
Like
satirical. What's that?
Like plays.
Well, there's satirical plays, satirical books, movies. Yeah, definitely. Okay, satire is when basically you're making fun of something by sort of overacting it, or let's see here.
Being sarcastic.
Being sarcastic. Yeah, it's closely related to sarcasm. Yes. Let's see. Basically, okay. Well, a way of showing humor that someone or something is foolish, weak. Humor that shows the weakness or bad qualities of a person, a government. Okay, the use of irony, sarcasm, and ridicule, or the like, in exposing or denouncing something. Okay. Irony, derision. Okay. Satire. Something is a satire. I think in this case, a satire is something phony. Usually, which everybody knows is phony, to be sarcastically goofing on, to be sarcastically denouncing something. But a satire is also used as it's a false thing. It's a play. It's playing. It's not real. Okay. It's a satire. You know, sometimes we say it's just a satire. This war, this conflict is just a satire. It's not even real. It's manufactured by the media and the governments, and they're just, there's a lot of It's not even realistic. It's just satire. Okay? It's like fiction.
You see,
Yeah, so he's
Fiasco?
saying that like in the White House, like comedians, like the president and the vice president, they're kind of comedians.
Yeah. Could be saying that, or it could be saying that there's a couple ways to take it. It could be that way, or it could be that, in fact, he's talking about that he's saying that the White House, or the president here, actually, I think he's actually talking about the president, is just a fake, a farce. A farce is another word. Satire and farce can mean the same thing sometimes.
What do you mean farce? President farce? How's that?
A farce is something fake, just completely fake.
So what do you mean fake president?
Yeah, well,
I don't understand.
doesn't that say enough?
No.
Gee, okay. Well, he's not really acting like a president. I mean, a farce, fake, not real president, like just an actor acting as a president. It's a farce. It's not real.
Oh, okay. So he's not qualified, or what?
Yeah, there you go.
He's stupid, kind of stupid, like,
Yeah.
and then just he's acting smart, maybe like that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's the idea.
Clear.
He's acting like the president, but hello, it's just a satire, a farce, a phony.
You say it is a facade or facade?
Facade. Yeah. And I was thinking of that word, as a matter of fact. It's a facade, like a false front or facade.
Yes.
It's not real, it's a show. A satire, a false front, a facade. Yes, that's the idea I'm trying to express. Exactly. Okay, gentlemen, I have to go. I have a private lesson I have to get to. So thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.